Hey, good morning. This is Dr. Ed Gray, or should I say good afternoon, depending upon what side of the planet you're on. It's morning or afternoon, or maybe nighttime. Nighttime in Tel Aviv, nighttime in Baghdad, nighttime in Tehran. This post that I'm doing now, where you can catch the replays of this on YouTube, follow it on YouTube, and also follow it on the Ed Gray political page as well. I want you to go ahead and do that. Trying to get the viewers up on that because first of all, we got to get this message out because media is being what it is. They're trying to silence the media. I checked it out the other day where his his Trumpiness, well, that's what it is. I got to think of a better name than that. But Donald Trump himself has said that he wanted to go ahead and penalize corporations such as CBS, NBC, ABC for broadcasting information about the war that he didn't agree with. So therefore, I decided that I was going to go ahead and just not comply. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and use my network, which is the Commission Nation Network, the real CNN, because we never leave your hood. I was going to go ahead and just start doing it every day from the house. Not in the studio, but in the house. So this is not a backdrop of anything. This is actually the front room where I go to front. And there's no future in your fronting, Mr. Trump, because we are not into an excursion, like it's a car or something, an excursion, like it's a field trip. We are in a full-fledged war. And this is no way to do a war. Wow, it's crazy. I'm like checking this whole thing out and I'm seeing what Trump has decided to do was invade another country. He's done it like twice this year. Venezuela, he did that. And he also did it here in Iran. So in Iran, he decides to invade this country because he had great success in Venezuela. Hey, check it out. He went into Venezuela, took their president and brought him to the United States, which is a violation of international law. But that being said, what it is, he did it and got away with it. So that is what he thought could happen here in Iran. He thought he could go ahead and do this in Iran because he knows how to fight wars. I remember years back when George W. Bush said, "I'm a wartime president." Well, guess what? Mr. Trump, you are a wartime president as well. You're a wartime president, but the difference between you and George W. Bush, who got us into a war that we did not need to be in, you remember that? It was a war in which they said that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. In reality, they didn't have it. So it's like a pattern that we have in the United States. And I can go back and back and back and back. But I'm going to just go briefly a little bit back, way back to when presidents had good reasons to go for war. Way back to when my mother was born in the 1940s when we were in World War II, in which someone attacked us, so therefore we attacked them back. Japan did that. We attacked them back. They bombed Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor is the United States. We come back and we beat them. But Iran, they did not attack anybody. They didn't attack Pearl Harbor. They didn't even attack New York. Yeah, that was another war as well. We got Osama bin Laden. That was a war. That was a war. We call it now the war on terror because we didn't have a country to fight, so we fought a man in his in his thoughts and his concepts of what the world should be like. But that being said, we have a man now in office who doesn't have any thought and he doesn't have any concept on how to do a war. See, in the 1980s, when George H.W. Bush, which is George W. Bush's father, had the war against Iraq, the first war against Iraq. Wow, we've been in so many Middle East wars. We keep talking about there's peace in the Middle East, but every time we're there, there's no peace. That being said, he had a coalition of people that were going to go ahead and go to war. He built that coalition first and then explained the reason why we were going to war. We were going to war because this oil supply was going to be destroyed or was going to be controlled by Saddam Hussein. So therefore, it was explained that it was in our national interest to go to war. And people bought it. Yeah, they bought it despite the fact we put up Saddam Hussein to fight Iran in the previous war. Wow, wait a minute, hold on a second. Could that be part of the reason why Iran doesn't like us? Or could it be the reason that Iran doesn't like us is because we took over their country in the 1950s and then installed the Shah? And then the Shah started doing some despotic rules and regulations and laws and orders and customs. And then they decided to go ahead and get an Ayatollah, who in turn did the same thing the Shah did. Some other rules, regulations, and customs that we didn't like. We always seem to have this deal about if we don't like it, we can change it. So this is what's happened here. We don't like Iran. We haven't liked Iran since they took the hostages for 444 days. Wait a minute, hold on. I still think I have my draft card over there. I may need to update my address. Yeah, that was 40, 50 years ago. So I checked out what Trump was talking about. He's saying, I have the opportunity to right a wrong because other people said that they wish they could have did it. He said other presidents. He said other presidents said they wish they could do it. So the press called him out on it. So they called him out on it. They said, well, we asking Barack. Barack Obama says, I don't know what you're talking about. Let me be clear. I don't know what you're talking about. They asked Joseph Biden, and I'm going like, well, couldn't have been Joseph Biden because Trump always talking bad about Joseph Biden. So no, that ain't it. So now, who was he talking about? Was he talking about George W. Bush? Was he talking about that? Well, I don't know whether or not he said it or not. But we do realize there's a way to get into a war. You get into a war because you clearly define why you're there, the objective. It's clearly defined to say we're there. You know, George W. Bush said we were there because they had weapons of mass destruction. A lie, but nevertheless, that was the reason. But we don't have any kind of way in which we can determine why we're there. Does Iran sell us fentanyl or something? That's the reason why he said he wanted to invade Venezuela. No, that wasn't it. Does Iran have the Epstein files and he want to go back and get them? No. He don't want them files to come out, so that ain't it. Then what the hell is it? Is he invading it because it's a prime property on the Mediterranean where the people in Gaza are at? No. That ain't it. I don't know what it is. And guess what? Trump don't know what it is neither because he hasn't defined it. In the generals, he's playing like a warlord. Like we already have two of them. We have the president who's a warlord, and we also have Pete Megadeth, who's a warlord as well, or shall I say the hedgehog. The hedgehog, the Secretary of War, is a hedgehog. That's just what I call him. You see him on the news, he's talking about, we are seeking the unconditional surrender. I'm going like, damn, that's some deep. I'm trying not to cuss. I'm just trying not to cuss. Okay, I almost did it. It's weird, but he's asking for unconditional surrender. He's asking for them to surrender like he's been watching some YouTube clips about the surrender of Japan. So he's seeking that unconditional surrender, but he didn't realize that they fought 4 years for that. And now the hedgehog and the Trumpster both are talking about, well, this is going to be over with pretty soon. Well, I should certainly hope so. Gasoline's already damn near $4 a gallon. If it goes on 4 or 5 years, we may be paying $10 a gallon. Damn. But you know, we are in this for the a long time. And 77 million, yeah, 77 million people voted for this man. Oh, I know you didn't, but that person behind you did. 77 million people voted for him to become president because they wanted a tough guy. Yeah, he's tough, all right. He's so damn tough, he bombed a school that had 165 girls in it. Can't be no tougher than that. And now we're concerned about whether or not we can get oil through the Strait of Hormuz. Are we going to get oil through the Strait of Hormuz? He was begging for people the other day. Please, 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 baby, 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 please help me. Help us all. This is no way to start a war. And we're about to find out in this brief excursion how to end it. And whichever way it ends, it's not going to look good. Thank you. Take care. And we will see you later on the Trump Daily Report. Please share this because Facebook has a way of trying to dumb down the viewers. I mean, dumb down. I mean, not saying you're dumb. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure that a lot of people don't see what we're putting out. But I don't give a damn. That's the reason why I'm going hard in the paint, because it's March Madness. Take care.